All right, there we go. Ah, dang, now I forgot to set my brightness again. I wish it would just save that. I'm blanking on it now. Oh yeah, camera. Their webcam, way down here. So how is everyone doing today? What else was there? There we go. I still seem kind of washed out, a little bit bright, but I'm not worried about it. Or there's a way to save that. So, another day, another stream. Chat's already coming in, so let me catch up here. Let's make this bigger so I can read it. Okay. Ronan X11 or 13. I just want to say thank you. I am just completing my dissertation on software development degree and found a new project up. Oh. Well, I'm glad they helped you out. I'm glad you found it useful. Well, I'm sure they helped the gut too. Anyway, welcome to the stream. Well, I can get this off my screen. Now I'm streaming all three services again today. But for the most part, I'm only going to be taking questions on Beam, because that's the one I have open. There we go. So, Beam battles. Let's continue on with this one here from last night. My son was playing around making some videos, so a few things need to be adjusted. Let me know if the music's too loud, by the way. Like I said, my son was down here. We were jamming out, and a few things got tweaked. Okay. Yeah, we'll play around with that later. Excuse me. Alright, so we got it set up so our battlefield's made. It creates the board, places all of the pegs for us, and the player. And we notice the camera automatically goes to the player. And regardless of where the player goes, whoops, the camera will follow him. So let's go ahead, work on the walls. Let's find a checkerboard pattern too. I'll do that later. But I want walls, checkerboard pattern, and then let's get the ray casting in so that we can detect the walls. And if we can detect the walls when they try to move in that direction, they can't. So at least we'll get the outer walls done. So we're going to go ahead, open up the board script. We'll need to make a wall prefab. Tell you what color should we make the walls? We got quite the color rainbow going on right now. So we got a green floor, yellow walls, and a purple player. I'll let you pick. Okay. So we're going to go with the outer walls first, but that's just going to be part of the walls. Now let's do a separate function for it. Why is everything shifted over so much? maybe she's standing here. That takes me off. Ah, some played around with something. Place outer walls. Outside walls. No, I want outer walls. Is that right? Am I gonna have a senior moment? Not that it would be my first or my last. No, it's 20. There we go. So we need to get the prefab for it. And we'll put it up here with the rest. So we get the pillar. Let's do the walls up here. Serialized field. And I'm just thinking, do I want this to be a game object or a transform? I need to position it, so I will need to access this transform, but I'm also going to need to scale it, which is on the transform, and then later on access the material so I can tile it properly according to the scale. I'm just going to go with the transform. Transform, and I'm just going to call it wall prefab. Oh. I forgot to tweet this out. I'm such a bad streamer. So is everyone standing? Ready for some jumping jacks? Okay. I see 7 people over on YouTube. Just give me a second here. It's easy if I work on this one. I'll let someone else do it. I always feel like a jerk tweeting my own stuff. Okay, walls. Did we ever come up with a color? Nope. Okay. Make a cube. I think it needs to be, what, 1.5 units long? So, how do I want to orientate it? Let's make it lengthwise. So, X will be, well, thank you for the follow. Ronan 13, welcome to the stream. Evelyn, say hello to Ronan. Okay. So Ronan, are you a person from Beam, or did you come over from Twitch or YouTube? Oh, never mind. You just said from YouTube. You were watching the videos. Short attention span. We do want to make these bigger, I think. Well, let's just start off at 1. Let's see how they position with just that. Yeah. So... two should be good. And it looks like 3. Should have wrote all these down last night, but I didn't. Yeah, so we're going to say this is the size I want. So we'll copy component, stop, go back in, paste it. We'll save it off as a prefab. Let's get rid of it. Let's click Arcade Manager. Now that we have a... Oh, it's a board. The board. We'll go ahead, lock it. Oh, we can just drag the wall from here. Okay, so the board now has access to it. Actually, I really want to start setting up the interface too. Let's at least get the outside walls done. Then we'll start working on the interface.
MEE6 said, hey everyone. BurgZergArcade is now live on twitch.tv.
Yeah, that's right.
Go check it out, link.
Actually, I'm on Beam. I gotta find a better bot that will actually announce Beam. But anyway, place out our walls. So we're gonna instantiate 4 walls and stretch them around. So I'm just gonna call it, I guess we'll do them as transforms. West wall. It's equal to instantiate. I'm gonna grab the wall prefab. And it doesn't really matter because I'm going to be moving them and scaling them. So I'm just actually going to go ahead. Do it 4 times. And let's start with the north wall first, which is going to be positive on the Z. Then we'll go east. West will be last, so we have to go south. And now we got to go ahead and start moving them to the proper spot and the proper size. So I'm just going to start with the north wall. Excuse me. And I guess we'll scale it first. So right now it's exactly 1 unit of the grid. So we should just be able to go ahead and let's get it scaled properly on the Z. So that'd be the west wall. That's already local scale. It's going to be equal to, excuse me, it's going to be equal to map rows. And I believe we need that multiplied by 2. I don't multiply by 2. I think that's the way we were working on it last night. If not, I can always come back and change it. Vector 3. On the X, I'm going to want it to be whatever it currently is. So west wall dot transform dot local scale dot X. Same thing for Y. I don't want to change the Y. But I do want to change the Z. So let's see how badly this screws it up. Actually, that looks pretty good. We got to position it now. Oh, I still got that invert the other walls. So it's actually times 3. And let's position it as well since we're here. West wall dot position is going to be equal to I'm starting off at 0, 0, but it may not always be there. I want to go off with the size of the board. Well, if we always start the board off at 0, 0, that makes things a lot easier. Because then I know I only have to move, at least for this wall, forward on the Z. So I should just be able to do vector 3 dot forward, which is 1 unit, multiplied by map rows times 1.5. Half of the number here. Oh, we got to move it on the Y too. I knew it was too easy. So that looks like it'll work. I'm not going to be able to do it that way. I'll have to make a new vector, which is fine. Vector 3x is going to be 0. Y is going to be whatever it's currently at. So west wall dot position dot Y, and then that's our Z. Let's just, let's get rid of the rest of these. Damn it. Can't remember what the short key is for that. And there we go. Ooh. I just realized I need one more row of pillars too. So let's fix that too right now. So that will be, oh, I bet on the Z I needed one more row as well. I do. There we go. All right, so we got the first wall done. We can actually go ahead and do the east wall now. And all we've got to do is move where it is on the X. we'll do the scale first. Yeah, we'll do it that way. Then go ahead, east wall. We'll go ahead and switch the position. Now it's got to change on the X. But this is going to stay the same. And that will stay the same. So we got to calculate how far over we have to move. We know we can do that by map rows multiplied. I believe it should just be by 3. And I actually want this above here. Let's see if we get our east wall in. Did I uncomment the creation of it? It looks like I did. Great. So now I have the option on the next one, keeping the same scale and just rotating it 90 degrees and putting it down, or scaling it differently. Either one works. It really doesn't matter. I'm actually going to stick to the same paradigm and just rescale it. South, oh, I already uncommented the north wall. And I just realized, okay, I do have the stream at the top. All right. Sir Grum. Which game are you working on here? Is this part of the... Oh, part of the Rogue series? No, this one here is it's an interactive game with Beam. If you do come over to Beam and take a look at my channel page, you'll see these buttons underneath. Yeah, let me go ahead and bring it over. You'll see these buttons underneath. What's really cool about Beam is they allow, well, not only the 200 or 0.2 millisecond or 0.2 seconds of delay, super fast if you're just streaming just to Beam. But you have these interaction buttons. You can go ahead and click and actually interact with the stream, and you can actually interact with your Unity games. So you can go ahead and put a joystick here and a couple buttons, maybe a WASD layout, and players can actually play the game along with you while you play. So right now I'm working on think of it as multiplayer team-based Bomberman, but turn-based. It's about the easiest way I can think of to describe it. Let me get my walls up and done, and then I'll go ahead and start working on the actual interface for the new layout. The technology behind Beam is so cool. You can click on the video, anywhere on the video, and you can actually have your game record that. So if you have a 2D platformer and you're running along, you're playing your game, one of your viewers can go ahead and like click on the screen and drag down and put a wall in front of you that maybe say, let's say it lasts 10 seconds, and a viewer can do that every minute. So you know, you've either got to wait 10 seconds for that wall to disappear or try to find another way around it. The interaction is huge. It's way better than what they have on Twitch. So I really like it. And I do seem to be a bit laggy. Let me see. I am a little bit laggy. Give me a second to see if I can fix this. Okay, I'm not as laggy anymore. Wave your hands in the air, see the green outline. I didn't even think of it. I wore a green shirt too. Good green card, or good chroma key, not chroma keying out my shirt. Just disembodied bearded face floating around. But anyway, hopefully that answers your question. If not, let me know. So north, we're gonna go ahead, go north over here too. Oh, this is for the scale. Ah, screw it. I'm just going to rotate it. Yeah, let's just scale it. East wall. I was just trying to think, when I tile it later, is it going to affect the tiling? No, because you're just rotating the whole thing. North wall local scale is equal to the north wall transform local rotation. North wall there. There we go. We will have to rotate it 90 degrees. It's one more command to do it this way. All we should have to do is just switch these around. Now I don't want to type the extra command. Like, why scale it and then rotate it if I can just scale it properly the first time and not have to rotate it? Okay, and then we have to position it, which is going to be 0 on Z. So again, it looks like all I'm doing is just swapping these. I had a nap this afternoon, so I shouldn't be that tired. This should be better. Oh, another follower. Game Falls TV, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. All right. Well, Game Fails TV. The name sounds familiar. You're from Beam, right? I think I've actually watched your stream. The name's familiar anyway. Could be getting you confused with something else. But anyway, welcome to the stream. Let me know. Are you from Beam or are you coming from Twitch or YouTube? All right, so we've got that wall done. All we need now is the other outside wall. And then we'll go ahead and start playing around with some of the UI elements that are actually going to be in the game for the website. And there's two ways we can do it. We can actually do it on the website. We'll do that one first. And then there's also another option where you can actually code the whole thing in JSON, whatever package you're using, and export that out to the website and actually have it dynamically create the buttons on the fly. Ultimately, I want to do that, but I do want to show you the web interface first. Oh, okay. Well, now you're a follower over here on Beam. I'll be doing all my live streaming over here on Beam now. I really like it over here. I like the technology they've got integrated. I just like everything about it. The populations, like the numbers of viewers you get, are smaller over here. But, you know, I don't think I've ever had a huge stream. I think I've got up to maybe like 200 people at once. It's going to take a while before I get that over here. It is essentially kind of restarting over. But over here is so much better, especially when you're only streaming to Beam. Like I said, that super low latency and being able to play games with people, it's pretty good. Feel free to click on the buttons and try them out. I think you start with 500 sparks or something like that. And just so you know, the 10 jumping jacks and the 10 squats, everyone's got to get up and do them, not just me. Just because we sit behind desks does not mean we have to be a sloth. Right? All I know is I got my fair share. Well, let's just stick to the one first. My fair share of jumping jacks and my fair share of jumping jacks and squats were done last night. My thighs are actually kind of sore, especially since I'm standing the whole time too. I do need to get one of those little standing mats. I do find my feet get a little bit tired. So local scale, exact same. We just got to move the position. This time I'm trying to use more YouTube friendly music as well, so that maybe I can actually keep the video up on YouTube. I didn't even think of that last night. I was so tired when I started. I just put Spotify on and just listened to what I usually listen to, and woke up to 48 claims on the video, and I was like, ah, we'll just get rid of that. I haven't checked. I'm still having trouble downloading stuff from here. Beam is awesome. Do I like the Beam API? Yes, I really love everything that Beam has to offer as far as programming into it. I've actually got another project I've started. It's in Python on a Raspberry Pi, basically turning a bunch of like Internet of Things that you can control through the dashboard. So for instance, when someone subscribes, I can have all my lights flash on and off. Here, I'll show you. I've got an app that'll do it now, but I'm going to be doing it through Python later. Connecting to my bridge. Woo! Let's go! Woo! I know, childish. Ooh, it's dark in here now. And back to my green screen settings. But it's one of those things I can go ahead and hook a few things up, and then when I go live, just plug my Raspberry Pi in and have different things going off. I think it's really cool. And plus, I was watching one stream and a guy had 2 robots on his desk, and the users could go ahead and control both robots through that interactive panel, and they both had a pin and a balloon, and the object was, you know, there's a red team and a blue team. Whoever could pop the balloon, the other's balloon first. And as soon as I seen that, I was just like, oh my God, why am I wasting my time doing all that other stuff? This is so cool, being able to do this through the internet. But that's going to come later on down the road. The first thing I want to do, the API that they have in the Unity Asset Store, they finally uploaded, or the SDK, sorry. It's buggy. Let's just say it's buggy at best, but it's a good start. I imagine within the coming weeks, a couple more versions that they get coming out will probably be pretty good. It's open source. Well, it's on GitHub. There's a couple DLLs in there. I haven't actually looked to see if they have the source code for those as well, but it's fairly open. OZ Barney, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. Everyone say hello to, was it OZ Barney or Oz Barney? Either way, welcome to the stream. So are you coming over from YouTube or Twitch as well? Or are you just, yeah, beta. Or are you from Beam as well? Met a lot of new people here on Beam. Whoops. Osbonny, okay. Well, welcome to the stream. Hopefully you enjoy your stay. Okay, that should be it. We should have all our outside walls done. Let's check to make sure. Nope. And let's actually go ahead and name them too, so I can actually tell which is which. So north wall dot name is going to be equal to, well, let's just go north wall. East wall, guess what we're going to call that one. Not the north wall. Well, it wouldn't be a BurgZergArcade stream if I didn't at least get a few typos in, right? Per minute. This is south wall. And the west wing, wall. Okay, so, damn it. Forgot to actually change this part. I never said it was perfect, man. So we're looking at the north wall. Nope. Okay, so it just didn't move it. What did I not do? Oh, wait a minute. North wall is there. It's the south wall. Oh! I got so busy talking, it looks like I flipped it and flipped it again. got the other three perfect. Why did I screw this one up? No, this is right. Okay, I see. So on the X, it stays the same. Then on Z, 0. It's a south wall. Yes, folks, sleep is crucial. There we go. Still got to do ray casting, but let's go ahead and actually start taking a look at the interface that you have to work with. Yeah, normally if I just stream to Beam, I use FTL for the low latency, but I can't do that when I'm doing multi-streams. And since I've just started doing it on Beam, and a lot of people don't know about Beam, I figured I'd go ahead and do the multi-stream just so people know where I am. I'll probably throw an announcement up on YouTube as well. I do not like this green juice. Like, come on, they desaturated the carrots just to make it look like real juice. And it's V8, it's not exactly. Better than soft drinks, probably. So let me just quickly catch up. Yes, this is an interactive game. And I will start using FTL. Faster than light. I didn't catch the question you were answering when you said yes you can. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead. Actually, let's use a different window. So I'm going to go ahead, open this up, go into Studio. Now, I've already got the game started, so I'm just going to jump into the editor. For those that didn't see the stream last night, you can go ahead, make new games. Go ahead, type in your project, save it. These are the SDK examples I went through. I haven't really got around to filling out the description or anything like that. It's not done yet. I'm going to go to build. Excuse me. And these scenes over here, they're not scenes as you think of in Unity. They're scenes, think of as groups of buttons or groups of controls. You have the default. My default is just going to have the join game. And of course, you can add more just by clicking the button here. Go ahead, type in, this will be the variable name. Is there a way to get rid of it? Yeah. And then, of course, you can go in and change the text on the button and the spark cost if you want to have a spark cost associated with it. But in your program, when you're referring to them, you're going to want to go ahead and make sure that you're referring to the right scene and the right button name or variable name. So let's start making new scenes. There's going to be the default lobby scene. I don't want to call it the lobby though. Okay, let's think this through. You need the scene for the people that are not playing, so they can do stuff like cheers and, you know, taunts and everything else. We want to have that. So what are we going to call that? Not the crowd. I want something fancier. Well, it doesn't matter because they actually can't see the name of it. So let's just call it crowd scene. Sounds great. Now we can go ahead and start adding buttons for them for the way that they see it. So yeah, I'm using Restreamio or Restream.io. Is there a way to still get FTL with Restreamio? I didn't see it because you have to go ahead and set up the multi thing. If there is, go ahead and let me know because I would love to get back down to the 0.2 seconds. So I'm going to say cheer. better solution. All right, let's hear it. And I'm not going to bother filling any of the spark costs out yet. I want to test them beforehand. So we just go ahead and grab this. And this is what they're going to see as far as the overlay goes. Let me maximize this. Can I shrink it? No. And of course, there's 3 different versions. This is for the full widescreen. I believe it's 960 pixels or greater. Then you have the tablet view, which is anything less than 960, and I think greater than 540. In the old version of the editor, we can take a look at that too. They actually had the dimensions written down. They just upgraded to Interactive 2.0. A lot of bugs, but like I said, all the new options they added are so much better. Then of course, mobile phone controls if you want. For now, I'm just going to fill this out. Now, I don't want it there. Now in Firefox, take note of where my cursor is. It's not the same in Chrome, the way it moves around. It makes it really hard to place stuff. So later on, I'm going to load up Chrome and come back. Okay, so restream.exozone.net. And that supports FTL to Beam and was it RTMP to the rest? So I assume I shoot my FTL to them, and then they just take care of everything else. I'll take a look at it later. Not tonight, because I'm already streaming. Alright, so we're going to have cheer. Let's do some sort of boo. Okay, so I streamed to Beam, and then they grab that, and so how they get my stream? Oh, so they just take my feed from Beam and restream it out? Does it cost? And of course, you can grab the edges here and make the buttons bigger if need be. I really don't like the way it moves around like this with Firefox, but you get the idea, right? Trying to get them to the same height. There we go. Oh, we'll just leave them there for now. There's going to be a lot of work that I'm going to need to do. You can't add images or anything like that yet. So the way you see it on the website is the way it's going to look for now. Okay, no cost for now. I'll definitely check it out then. Could you possibly send that to me in a private link? Someone sent me a link last night and to something, another thing, and I actually lost it. You can send whispers, right? I haven't even checked that out. Oh, Flea Bum, I'm actually not on Twitch. Well, I guess technically I am on Twitch. I'm actually leaving Twitch. I'm coming over to Beam. Let me shoot you a link. beam.pro/BurgZergArcade, all one word. There we go. Come join the fun. Come do some jumping jacks and squats with us. Oh, I meant to bring down the barbells, and we start doing curls now too. I find a lot of this guy's music sounds the same, but I like it, so not quite an issue, right? I see a lot of people chit-chatting away I get on YouTube. I'll pop in occasionally on YouTube to answer questions, but mostly I'm going to be over at beam.pro / BurgZergArcade. I spelt it wrong. Give me a second. beam.pro / BurgZergArcade. I think I typed it enough, I know it. Alright. How do you save it? I'll just open it up in another link. There we go. I've got a link to it open. I'll just take a look at it later. Alright. Thanks. Alright, so we've got that done. Now we need options for when you're in the lobby. But even before that, the default's going to come up. You have a choice to watch the game or join the game. Once a certain amount of time has gone by, that's going to disappear, and you're either playing the game or you're in the crowd. And let's change this to now let's keep it as crowd. Now we need actual player. Now there's going to be the active player and there's going to be the non-active player. They're going to have different options. So the active player, he's going to have a lot of buttons. He can move in any one direction or shoot or do nothing. So there'll be an end turn. And I guess we should give them a way to quit the game too if they just don't want to play anymore. Well, let's start off with the movement keys. So move forward. I want this to show W. You can also bind the buttons on the screen to keyboard shortcuts as well. So that's exactly what I'll do with this one later. And great, I've got a bug. Let me save it and try to reload. I might load this up into Chrome. I find it works better. Come on. Okay, let's load this up into Chrome. Chantees, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Are you coming from one of the other services, or are you a native beamer yourself? Met a lot of them. Oh, never mind. Looks like they're coming from YouTube. I'm glad to hear you like those. This will be a very simple game, but the main focus is just going ahead and showing people how to work with the interactive parts of Beam. There we go. And see how this one here is always in the top left corner, as opposed to Firefox. I would love to be able to move these around with just, well, even like WASD controls, being able to click it to select it and then using WASD to move it around. And now that I think about it, I'm going to need this over here because I need the other keys. So let's say, I'm just going to go clockwise, so move right. This will be the D key. So about there, probably up higher. Nope, not that far off. Come on. Right about there, we need to move down. Well, the other one sits forward, so let's do backwards. And I want to assign the S key to this. Alternatively, you could do cursor keys too, I guess. cursor keys span multiple languages. And I don't think there's any keyboards out there that don't have cursor keys. Could be wrong. And of course, move left. And this will be an A. And I gotta move all that over because I don't want that on the side. Dang it, I was off by one row. Actually, I want to move everything down as well. Oh, and I can't do it because they overlap. So let's just get these out of the way. I'm eventually going to want 3 buttons up here as well. And the space bar, then the end turn, quick game. I think I went too high on that one. Yeah. Well, it doesn't look too bad, right? Overlap 1, overlap 2. Doesn't have to be perfect. I can come in and fix this later. But reasonably good. Would be nice. There we go. Oh. Little Nebula, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Everyone say hello to Little Nebula. I think I did capitalize the W, did I not? Well, it is now. I said there'd be changes. Fire, I'm just going to have as a space bar. No, 4. So, Little Nebula, where are you coming from? This is going to be long. So I should have enough room to be able to say what it is. So we'll do that. I might have to move it around a bit more, but that's okay. Ah, you came from Twitch? Well, welcome. Just a sec, my music ended. Oh no! The fact that it ended isn't bad. The fact that it ended, I can't find the tab I had it. Here we go. Yeah, I got a better plan. Where's this guy, the Fat Rat, has a Spotify channel. And I do follow him here. And since he's YouTube friendly, all right, here we go. Oh, let's pull the chat back up so I can actually. This guy also has a YouTube channel too, if you want to go watch it. Fat Rat. All right, so the controls actually play the game. So end turn and quit. End turn I'll probably have as the enter key. Some keyboards have it as a return. And let's quickly get one more up here. Quit game. Let me me see here. Are you do a video on terrain creation? I've got tons of videos on terrain creation. And just make it bigger if you really, if you need the terrain to be that big, then make it that big. I'd look at how to break it up into different sections. Like a 32 by 32 takes a long time to load. I assume you're only aiming for desktop, the map that big. But if, keep in mind, it's the resources needed to load something that big. I don't really want quit game anywhere near end turn because I don't want them to click it by mistake. End turn. That's right. Okay, never mind. And to the best of my knowledge, there's no way to put any dialogue up where if they hit the quit button, where it's, are you sure you'd like to quit or anything like that? If you hit quit button, you're just gone. I guess I can capture that in game though. So if they hit it, then I can go ahead and pop that up into the screen. Are you sure you want to quit? And then there we go. So I need more layout, and I still have to go through and fix the other formats as well. So if people are playing on their tablet or their phone, they can play along. But we got all the buttons I can think of. Shoot, move, end turn, quit. And later versions, I will have power buttons 1 through 3. We're good. So non-active player. What do? Well, they should have the option to quit game. Oh, I can't use that again. I thought maybe it would be confined to the panel, but I guess not. I'll just call it non-active. Player quit. But we're still going to say quit game. Now they can only actually see this panel if it's not their turn. Hang on just 1 sec. Excuse me. One of the benefits of coming over to Beam as well to watch is that you start gaining your sparks and your experience. Hanging out here is a great way to get those levels in. Okay, I think that's it for now for the non-active. I could probably add cheer and boo as well. Let's do that. They're pretty simple to get rid of if you don't want it anymore. You just hit the trash can and away it goes. So non-active, player, cheer. Non-active, player, boo. And of course, we'll just call it cheer, boo. Now, originally I was just going to leave all this stuff to much later in the game, because like I said, they're still working a lot on this. A lot of bugs, man, a lot of bugs. Okay, so I think these are the only 3 options I'm going to give them. If they're tired of playing, they can quit. Hurts their team, but they can cheer and they can boo. Excuse me. All right, so we've got the active player, non-active player, the crowd that's watching, and I'm going to change this just to be more descriptive when I'm doing the code. And I'm not going to let the active player cheer or anything like that. So we still have a few more options. So they join a game. They get put into the game lobby, which will randomly assign them to a team. Do I want them to be able to see who's on each team? Either way, while the game is filling up, they should have an option to quit there. So we're going to go ahead and make another one called Game Lobby. And we'll do quit game. Oh, that one's already taken. Now you don't get your sparks back. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna let them see who's all on the team. Hit a button, randomly get put in. There's 4 teams, they're all different colors. Just show the like blue team, 6 players, red team, 4 players, green team, 5 players. And it just keeps going till you hit your whatever your max was supposed to be. So if you're doing let's say 3 teams of 8, you'd wait till all 24 slots are taken up. Or we could have it go into a pool, and let's just say it takes a minute. And as many people as it can grab in a minute, it goes ahead and goes, oh, look, we can make, there's 15 people. Oh. All right, that's jumping jacks. Everyone get up. You gotta get up from behind that desk, and we got 10 jumping jacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There you go. Get the blood flowing. You'll think better. Now, who was that? Okay, so yeah, say you have 15 people that join. Then you can sit down and try to figure out, oh, look, this is 3 teams of 5. Okay. So game lobby, I think that's all they need to do. And then after the game is done, just kick them out to crowd, I think. While it shows the like all the stats, how many kills and yada yada yada, how many turns it went, and whatever stats you have at the end of the game. We can just kick them out to the crowd room, and then when the game resets, go back to the default. And I'm actually going to change default to before the game starts. Is it not going to let me? Oh, I can't. I'd have to delete it and screw it. We'll just keep default. Default's the pre-game lobby. Okay, we're all done here. Make sure to hit save. Oh no! Whoa! What's going on? I'm going to copy this so I have all of my buttons. That only does this this board. I thought I grabbed it for all of them. Oh no, I have to redo all this. Oh. Oh, no problem. That's what the buttons are there for. Did I mention this was beta? All right. So I'm actually going to go ahead and get rid of the header now. Interaction saved. Join game. We go into crowd. Crowd has cheer and boo. Active player. Oh, none of those buttons were done. I'll change the name of these in a minute. So let's start off with move left. And then we'll do move forward. Save often, my friends. Then we can do move backwards. That's work. Nothing important though. And then move to the right. Thought I was going to crash there. I was like, no, not again. Save often. All right, so fire. And that's actually not supposed to be the name. It was just supposed to be fire. Oh, let's call it spacebar. No, no, no. And turn. And then quick game. I'll have to sit down and really decide how I want all these laid out, but I know I don't want this anywhere near here. Okay, we got that done. So let's do non-active. So did you actually get up and do your jumping jacks as well? So we got non-active player quit. Quit game. I think we had cheer and boo as well, right? And game lobby. Make it shorter by calling it GL, I guess, but I'd rather have the full name. So quit game. All right, it saved that time. I don't think I missed anything, did I? I'll let you guys tell me. So I've also had trouble getting Scorpbot working with Beam. I've got it working with Twitter, but I can't get it working with Beam. I'm not sure why. If anyone's got any suggestions, let me know. It's not hooking up to Beam. Anyway, that's not important. Give me a second here. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. Just checking chat. Yeah. For those watching on the other channels, I'm over on Beam right now. I'm just doing a multi-stream. I know some people are huge loyalists and they don't even want to touch another platform. By all means, that's perfectly fine. But there will be streams where I'm just on Beam. Maybe not. Not if I can get that FTL working, like through this program someone linked. If I can get FTL working without having to give up on multi-streaming, maybe I'll keep going all the way. Okay, so I didn't forget any, right? Did I forget any buttons that I originally had set up? So default, all you can really do is just join the game. When it's full, it disappears. If you haven't joined, you'll get either thrown into the crowd, in which case you can boo and cheer. If you did join the game, you'll be assigned to a team, and you'll be in the game lobby while you're being assigned to the team. And then once the game starts, you're either the active player, in which case you can move, shoot, end your turn, or quit game. And since you can only move in either one direction or fire, chances are once you pick one, I'll just end your turn anyway. But maybe there's going to be a situation where it's like, I don't want to move and I don't want to shoot. That's when I'd have that. Because you know when you start getting into games where it's like 4 teams of 8 on 8, there's going to be instances where you're sitting there and you've got like 2 of your buddies blocking you in. And you're going to be like, do I want to kill my own teammates or do I just pass my turn? So anyway, active player. Non-active. I can't think of anything else. So next we start getting into the code. We can go ahead and set up our OAuth. I'm not going to bother doing that though. And I'm not ready to publish yet. Let's go back into the actual game. And keep working here. I've got the interfaces set up to display. What time is it? I at least want to get the ray casting done. What time is it here? I've got a little bit more time. I can start working on the ray cast. And at least get it set up. Seeing if there's any questions in Beam. It does not appear to be. Okay, so let's go ahead. We got our walls. I just want to make sure they have colliders. Oh, we didn't pick a color for them. I'm not using blue yet. Guess what? Duplicate this one. Come on. I'm just gonna call this wall. There we go, nice and bright. Let's go ahead, we'll load up the wall, lock it, come into my materials, and just drop it. Whoop! Wrong color. Unlock. Save, just in case. Because things happen. There we go. We got our blue pillars. Now, I know there's going to be different camera angles I want to be able to have. Each player is going to have, originally I was saying 30 seconds to get their turn done. But honestly, I'm going to shorten that. I think 15 seconds. But anyway, this is the overhead camera, where they get the overhead view. So regardless of how big the board is, this is as much distance as they can see. After everyone's had a turn, the walls start moving in on all four sides, making the play area smaller and smaller. There we go. D-Dog3377. My dog is named D-Dog. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. Are you a native Twitcher, or are you, native Beamer, or are you coming from Twitch or YouTube as well? My dog's name is actually Dexter, but we call him D-Dog. He's got a little coat with a skull in the back. He's so tough. But anyway, so this is the overhead camera. The walls will get smaller each round. Presumably people are going to die, so we get closer and closer until you get forced in. When the wall, if it moves in and you're ever on the outside of the wall, if it goes through you, you die. And then there's going to be, I was thinking of a player camera. Remember those three buttons I was going to put at the top, where you can zoom in and actually look in one direction. So let's grab the player. He's over there. So you can actually like look down the hallways. So the camera would be like right here. Well, you can look down this way, and of course you'd see opponents, or that way. And I think we'd have to put like a little symbol on the screen, W, so you know you're looking W-wise. And then A, S, and D. No, this is D. Anyway, you get the idea, right? And then, of course, the lobby cam, where we just have the camera kind of floating around. Some nice scenic thing. But anyway, obviously just placeholder models. So let's go ahead. We'll do ray casting for the movements. Hi, you're from Beam? Awesome. Okay, so in order to be able to move, player movement. This is the script here. So how do I want to do this? Right now, I'm going to have a different script calling the player input script, and it's going to be passing stuff into this. So where do I want to do my ray casting? I guess before I get my input, right? So I might make my player input script tonight and move some stuff around. I think I'll do that. I'll be right back. I just have to quickly use the facilities. I'll let you look at my beautiful coat. right, all right. Ooh, I hit 61. Which I know in the grand scheme of things is nothing on Beam. But anyway, so let's go ahead and make our player input script. We can move that over. Except I can't call move now. I need a reference to player movement. So you know what that means. Require component. The component we want to have is of type player movement. Just to make sure it's there, then of course we want to have a reference to it here. It does not need to be serialized. We do not need to see it in the inspector. So we can just go ahead and make a player movement, which I'm just going to call player movement. And during awake, I will go out and get that component. So player movement is equal to get component. The component we want to get is the player movement component, which we know will be there. I got to fix the variable name. And we know it's going to be there because it is a required component. And this is supposed to be player movement, not play movement. There we go. Now, I don't need to cast the ray every frame. I just need to cast it once on the first frame of this player's turn, because once he moves, it's done. So I want to think, how should I implement that? I'm thinking in the start method. I've never actually cast array in my start method. I think it should work. So, no, actually, so I can't do that. Well, I can call it my start, but I need another way to call it every time it's their turn. So let's make a separate function for that. Should be public, so I'm probably going to call it every time it's the active player's turn. So public get available directions. And I need a return type, a void. Don't want to switch this over to bitmap. No, we'll keep it as an enum. Since no one else is pushing buttons, I'll push them. And scruff. Okay, so get available directions. Now, for now, I'm going to be calling this for, well, I have to call it every turn though. And it has to only be called when it's the active turn. Well, let's get this part down. The easiest way is to create 4 Boolean values, which I really don't like, but it's the easiest way I can think of. And I actually am going to serialize these. So I just want to have them in the inspector for nothing more than debugging. So can move left, or let's do up. Yeah, up. And we need 4 of them. Right. Down. And left. And actually, these start off as being equal to true. Well, it doesn't really matter because we're going to call it here. Part of me wants to set them to false. But anyway. So, I need 4 ray casts. 1 for each direction. To check to see if there's something that I hit within a given distance, which is... we get it off the board. So 1 spot on the board. So 3.5. So we'll probably go a little bit further, like a 4. If I hit anything in that direction, that length, then I can't move. So let's just do the 4 ray casts. I'm not going to bother putting them in a loop. Let's just do each one individually. Let's go ahead. We'll start with the one that shoots left, because I actually have a wall where I start in this game. Whoops. I'm going to go ahead and need my position. So physics dot raycast. Then we have a lot of them. We're not going to use the ray one. Let's use vector 3, the direction we want to go. So we need a distance. So let's go ahead. We'll use our current position. So transform dot position. Direction, and we're going to the left. So vector 3 dot left. Do we have distance here? Maybe I should make a ray. The direction multiplied by board dot player movement step plus board dot player offset . Plus 0.5, just a little bit more added to it. And then we have to go ahead and save this. And I'm actually going to go ahead and take this. Let's just make a ray. And I'm going to start off with it equaling a new ray. That new ray is going to have the origin. And then the direction. So I just come in here and just do ray now. doing wrong here? So Ray, float maximum distance. Okay, so Ray, the output that we want, which is left, and then max distance. Really been that long? Some player step plus his offset plus a little bit more. Whew. And of course I forgot the if part. I'm just going to go ahead and debug.log. Left dot. Can I grab the name from here? No. Game object? No. Transform dot name. Just to see what we hit. And I'm going to call this for now, just for debugging. We'll call it from the start. It's kind of messy. There's a better way to do that. But like I said, let's just get something working, then we can go ahead and make it better later. All right, no errors. Let's assign the player input to the player. Aha! All right, so player. All right, player input. There's my debug. Save because, well, crap happens. West wall. So we hit the west wall. Every time he moves, I want to call it again. What did I just do? There we go. I had a hair on my keyboard I was trying to get off. So for now, I'm just going to go ahead. Every time I move up, I'm just going to call that method again. Actually, no. I'm just going to call it every frame. Ugh. Collapse. So we can actually see the number going up. So if I move over, it stops. If I move back, there we go. So it's working. And we can actually draw a beam as well. Let's add that as well for debugging. Can I add this to the ray? I think I can. Nah, I'll just leave it. This is a calculation I'll be doing quite a few times, so I am actually going to go ahead and save it here. That scared me. VYR1S. Virus, I assume? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Everyone say hello to Virus. So are you a native Beamer, or are you coming over from one of the other platforms? That's what I've been asking everyone lately. I just want to know if it's worth multi-streaming. I think it is, especially if I can get FTL working. This will clean up this part a bit, so it's a little easier to read. And I'm actually going to rename this too. Oh, we'll just go ahead, we'll leave it. We know it's the ray, which is the direction we want to go in. And the draw ray. So we have the start and the direction and the color. All right, great. Always glad to see. Oh, is that why he's purple? He's a pro user? What are the benefits of going pro besides double experience and sparks? Are there any? I thought of going pro because I really like the service, so I don't mind spending the money to go pro. Yeah, like I said, I really like what Beam has to offer, and I don't mind going pro. I just want to know what the benefits are. Besides, I don't really care about double sparks, double experience. Right now, sparks, they're fun to spend when you go into someone else's stream. I guess you have a little bit more fun when you make twice as much. Levels don't really mean anything. Yeah, so right now it's just that. I wasn't sure if I got you like swag or anything like that. I'll probably end up subscribing anyway, because like I said, I like Beam. I am moving over to Beam. You know, with Microsoft backing it, like that's some pretty deep pockets to help push you through. I admit right now it's a little aggravating for developers because there's just so many bugs with trying to get your apps onto Beam, but that's going to get smoothed out over time. But yeah, I definitely like it, and I assume you like it here too since you've gone pro. That just sounds better, right? I'm not just on Beam Pro, I am a pro on Beam Pro. All right, Vector 3 start. Can I just pass array in here? Draw array, and it won't actually let me just pass array in to draw. Yeah, I forgot about that too. They baked Beam into Windows 10 and also into the Xbox. The Unity SDK that they're coming out with, that's going to be Xbox enabled soon. So you'll be able to make Xbox games that allow people to stream directly to Beam from the Xbox, because it's baked into there too. And they'll actually be able to have that nice little outline and everything else that people can interact with. So this game I'm making, you don't have to play it on your desktop. You can actually play it on a console. Well, the Xbox. I don't know if it'll ever get adopted by PlayStation. If it gets big enough, PlayStation's going to be like, well, I don't want to miss out on that market, so I imagine they're going to jump onto it anyway. Nintendo, you never know with Nintendo. Yeah, I could see 2 years down the road, this potentially catching up to Twitch. We're definitely gaining on them. Looking at the graphs now, as far as growth goes, as far as the number of people coming over and the number of people watching, we're getting a pretty good spike right now on Beam. So all you little game developers out there that are watching along with what I'm doing, think of it this way. It's a new platform that when you make your game and you add these interactive abilities to your game so that people on Beam can play it. Dora Ninja? Nijo? Anyway, welcome to the stream. Everyone say hello to Joe. But anyway, think of it as free advertising. You're going to have some guy playing your game and other people jumping in to play along with them. Picture someone like PewDiePie or something like that, all of a sudden it's like, yeah, let's play this game where I can play with some of my followers. Like, boom, 53 million, people. Well, he's got that many subscribers. He only gets, what, 4 million views or something? But hey, are you going to complain about 4 million eyes looking at your game? Probably not. Definitely worth checking out. Okay, so I want to draw a ray. I might just actually go with a line. Start in a direction. Start direction color. I do want the color. I don't care about the duration. I don't care about the depth test. Let's just draw a line. This gives me start and an end. And a color. Don't care about the duration, don't care about the depth test. So start will be, I wish I could just pass an array. Anyway. Ads 133, welcome to the stream. Thank you for showing up. To the new people, Joe and Ads, are you coming over from one of the other platforms? Or are you a native Beamer as well? Transform dot position. What? Transform dot positions, where we're going to start. We're going to shoot out to. So I know I used to do vector 3 dot left multiplied by 10. Not plus 10, multiplied. So I can do that. Okay, now it's letting me do that. And oh, I was glad to see it. I wish there was a way to promote you on here now. Oh, there you go. Now I'm going to be moving over to here. For those that are just jumping in, I am going to be moving over to Beam for my regular streaming. And I would like to get in the habit of streaming even just a few hours a day. You know, I don't get a whole lot done if I end up spending most of the time chit-chatting with people. That's fine. That's fun, right? Maybe answer a few questions. Honestly, this is probably a project that you should be able to get done in maybe 16 to 20 hours. This is a game jam quality style game. Maybe a little bit longer for working on the integration because of the bugs and everything else. But yeah, something's fantastic, and it'll probably take me like a week to do because I talk too much. But that's fine. So we want to go ahead and also add a color. And it would actually be better if I did this in here. So if we hit a wall, let's just do a red line. If we don't hit, well, not even a wall, if we don't hit something, let's do green. There we go. Let me check this out. It's not been your background voice for years. While I do my game creation job. So you got any games that you've got out? We can take a look at a few of them. Goes for anyone in Beam. If you've got a game that you've recently published or you're working on and you want to share it with people, shoot me a link. I don't mind showing it off. You're nice enough to show up in chat. I'm not seeing it. Camera. Oh, I'm only going to see it here. I'm looking for it in my game view. One of those days, I guess. That's not left. And it's longer than it needs to be. It works as far as, it's not straight though. That's because vector, I got it wrong. Vector left, vector 3 dot left is essentially -1, 0, 0. So that's what I'm casting to, except I've got it going longer. I needed to actually have the Y and the Z of my current position, so I can't just do it that way. This should still work. I believe that's, you just need a direction for that one. And I believe it's relative. I'm going to throw this ray out here. I'll just make it a different color. And I'm going to go ahead and copy the exact same stuff. I just want to make sure it's pointing in the right direction. I'm pretty sure it is. And we can add a color, right? Yeah, color. Dot, we'll do yellow. And I'm just going to go ahead and comment out these. Yeah, okay, it is going in the right direction. Is it? Yeah, that's pretty straight. Hey, we're up to 13 viewers in Beam. All right, no one's hitting the buttons, so I will. Gotta get some blood flowing. Let's go ahead and do some, let's do some more jumping jacks. All right, everyone get up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the goal is to get him done before he stops talking. Whew. That'll keep you awake for a little while. I figure if I keep streaming and I keep this up, by the time summer rolls around, I actually ought to be in shape. Okay, so we know this goes. There we go. Beards are good and scruff. That used to be my subscribe song for when I was on Twitch. It's from Psycho Stick, Obey the Beard. Okay, so we know this works now, so I'm just actually going to comment this out. And I've got to go ahead and fix this. Sure you can. Just get up and start going. I'm doing it in front of people. Okay, so this now has to be a new vector. Let's do the new vector up here. There's no point in doing it twice. Well, I'll only do it once, but still, I just want to do it up here. Vector. Well, this is only for the debug. So we'll do it here because I'll eventually comment this out. So a new vector 3, yeah. So the X position, I want to go ahead and multiply it by that. So transform dot position dot X minus 1. That's what this represents, the -1 multiplied by distance. Then we'll do transform, if I spell it right. Transform. And transform dot position dot Y and transform dot position. Nope. Fail. Position.z. Whew, that's a long one. And we'll do it as red. And like I said, I want a green one. If it is safe to move there. All right, we're getting red, and it looks like it's actually too long. Well, actually, no, it's not too long, because if I move over here, if there was another guy standing right here, yeah, because he'd be standing here, so I'm still hitting him. Let's actually go ahead and put another cube there. And it goes red. I move away, green, come back in, red. Representing another player. Perfect. So we know the logic works. What do we want to do with it now? I'm going to say that Boolean value of can move left is equal to false. Else can move left is equal to true. There we go. So all I have to do is keep redoing Ray. Let's do South next. So I'm going to reuse this variable. Now I'm just going to say back. So I can go ahead, still cast out this ray. I'm going to go ahead and reuse this here too. We should rename it Hitty. Nah, that's going to annoy me. So again, I'm going to reuse this variable down here. Out hit. If we hit, can move. I forget what I called it. Can move down is equal to false. Otherwise, can move down is equal to true. And let's watch the Boolean values for it. So right here, they're all true. Why is the left one? Am I casting it the wrong way? Because that's right. Oh, we'll check here. Well, they already think you're weird. Coming from midnight here. If I wake up, the jumping jacks. Oh, okay. Excuses. My wife's upstairs and my kid, and I've got to get up there soon for supper. I want to fix this first. So the ray I'm now casting should be casting back. And the distance is the same. The distance never changes. If we hit, can't move. If we don't hit, we can move. take a look. Missing something. So we select the player. Oh wait, this is true, sorry. Idiot. If it's unchecked, it's false. Duh, I better get some food. Blood sugar apparently is low. I can't move down because it's false. Why is false now? No, but if it's checked, it's true. Oh my God. I should be able to move left. Can't move left. I can move down. Can't move down. Oh yeah, okay, so it's working right. Is it? Yeah, if it's checked, it's true. God, blood sugar must be low. More juice. I'm gonna hang out for a little bit more. Let's see if we can't get one more subscriber over on Beam. Okay, let me just quickly check this. So everything's checked, meaning, well, I haven't done the top two yet. So the bottom ones, I can't move. Now I can move left. Now I can move down. And I'm gonna go ahead and get these ones out for forward and right. Okay. I'm actually going to change some of the formatting on this just to make it a little tighter. This annoys some people, but well, usually if I have one line, and just because I want them all formatted the same, I'm going to go ahead and move the ray here as well. There we go. Hey. So we've done left, back, forward. And right, correct? Right. Okay, 4 rays. Then all we gotta do is integrate those into our update. So I can move up, I can move to the right. Boom, I can move down as well, and now I can also move to the left. Alright, so let's get it so where we can't move in that direction if we're not allowed. This is W, so this is up. And this is D, which is to the right. Next up is S, which is down. Now again, this is checking every frame. I don't want it to check every frame, but when I actually get in the turn manager set up, that's when we'll actually go ahead and call this. And can move left. There we go. Now we should not be able to move in that direction. So hitting A can't move, hitting S can't move, W we can move. There we go. And let's go here. Let's go ahead. We'll add a cube. Now I can't move that direction, but I can move around it. There we go. We can no longer move that way. So if we decide to put AI in there, we can use the same logic for them. Ta-da! All right. Question time. I'm going to get going because I got to eat some supper and get the kid to bed soon. My time, it's 6:41 right now. So by the time I have supper, get the kid to bed, I'm probably going to be heading to bed pretty soon after that myself. Don't think I'm going to be coming on. I'm going to try to stream tomorrow as well, depending what the weather like is here. Today was really thunderstorms all day. But I do want to start getting into daily streams. So if you have any questions, I'm going to check all three platforms right now. So if you have them, post them. All right. So Twitch. I see nothing on Twitch, so I'll move on to the next one. Nothing on Beam. Coming up on midnight. So how many people here actually see the interactive game development, or you just here because there's nothing else going on? Art10PL. I'm on another server right now. I'm on Beam. I'm trying to get everyone over to Beam. Yeah. I got 2 hours in today. That's what I wanted to get in. Yeah. Well, we actually got quite a bit done today. Like we got the outside walls done. We got the ray casting done, so he knows where the walls are. So when we go to try to move, we don't have to worry about him going through anything. You know, obviously these graphics suck, but they're fine for placeholders. We actually went ahead and did all of the interactive buttons that we needed for all of our different, what do they call them? The scenes inside of Beam. So we got all that done. We got a bit more tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and I want to start adding some. Oh, I can't scroll out there. I want to start adding random walls in here. Just so it's not all open. So I don't want to have it as a huge jumbled maze or anything like that, but I want to have a fair amount of walls. Maybe a third of them. I'll start there. Maybe 25%. I don't know. But I definitely want to get some walls up in here so it's not just straight lines everywhere. That'll probably be tomorrow. We'll go ahead and we'll configure that. That'll be part of the board script. Then after that, After that, I'll start working on my turn manager. Now, to be honest, I haven't really given a thought on how I'm going to work it. I know how I'd do it if I was using Photon or Unet. Working with the interaction on the website should be pretty close to the same. Maybe I'll work on lobbies next, actually, after I'm done with the walls. Maybe we'll work on a lobby so people can start getting in, and we'll just start spawning people into the game. And that'll be next. It just gave me a thought of an overhead racing car game. I remember when I was a kid, there used to be this 4-player racing car game where everyone was on, one person on each side, and you look down and it had a big screen in the center, and it was just silly little tracks you would race around. That actually might be really good for this as well, provided you're using FTL so they get as little latency as possible. I think they're still at a bit of disadvantage because even if they're at 200 milliseconds, you should still, if you're playing live, like actually on the game, you should still be able to beat them. But anyway. Anyway, can you spell my nick? A-R-T, Artem? P-L? I assume it's Polish. Anyway, life of a game developer star. Yeah, I also didn't send out any tweets or anything about my stream. I just fire it up and go. And I'm not very consistent as far as time goes. I'd like to change that. Starting this summer. Right now, I'm just trying to get back into the habit of streaming. This summer, I can work more on getting a steady schedule, since I've found a place I actually enjoy streaming on now. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this one here. Thanks for showing up, everyone. And before we go, 10 squats for everyone. Come on, get up. Oh, I shouldn't have done this. I did too many squats last night. Is that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my God, I'm so out of shape. And I did so many of them last night that those actually hurt. Well, they didn't hurt. I felt them. Just watching myself in the video. I originally had push-ups there as well. But you can't see me do them. So I was like, oh, I guess I could do like desk push-ups, but that'd probably shake the desk too much. I do have barbells upstairs. I can go ahead and put them under my desk, and we could add curls to the list. Got to get me in shape for summer, right? Anyway, I'll see you everyone later. Bye-bye.